8058975897. You can call into the show via WhatsApp, and we'll be very excited to hear your opinion, because, of course, on the show today, the consumer's voices are what we're looking to get from the show. So kindly call the number again, 08058975897. You can send us messages via WhatsApp. You can call via WhatsApp to get your responses aired on the show. It's still Consumers Connect, and the conversation is brand logo, brand promise, what really inspire you, what really, builds that sort of trust for the brand. Okay.
If the product is able to meet up with what I want, I think I have a satisfaction. No matter the type of brand, I go for it.
Okay.
Because there are some well-known brands that they may not give you that satisfaction. I remember some time ago, I bought a plate. I don't want to mention the brand, and it didn't kill any cockroach, it didn't kill any fly. So the other brand that is not popular was able to derive the satisfaction from that brand. So I have to stick with it.
Okay, so
Me, the satisfaction I derive from any brand.
Okay, so does that mean that you can try a new brand? Are you that kind of consumer that you don't mind trying something new? Someone approaches you and says, I've got something, and let's get your opinions heard on the show. Really, it matters to us as individuals, consumers, brand managers.
Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this show. Personally, I trust brands that consistently meet my expectations in terms of product quality and excellent customer service. Though I don't expect any brand to be perfect, but how they respond when issues arise is a major factor for me. When a brand consistently delivers on quality and customer support, I will choose that brand again and again.
Okay, thank you so much. That's so heartwarming for any brand to hear. I would say yes. We have recognized the fact that things might go wrong, but consistency in being authentic and delivering value is what counts for the consumer who just spoke. Thank you so much for calling into the show. Really appreciate it. So the number, thank you. So the number to call again is 080589758. You can call and share your opinion. We move swiftly into the segment behind the business behind the brand, where we speak to experts, brand builders, people who are doing the work behind the brands that you and I. We'll get there in a bit. Opinion counts. All right. Well,
For me, I prefer quality. When I get a particular product, I would love to check, maybe taste it, or maybe milk or any beverage at all. I will taste it. If it's good, I know that the packaging sometimes attracts people. Will attract me, fine, but that's not what will make me retain or have the continuous patronage of such products. It is the quality. If the quality is okay, I go for it. I don't bother about.
Quickly move on to the segment business behind the brand, and would like to also invite our guests. We have two guests. Introduce himself quickly, please. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening. My name is Obo Andrew. I am a media strategist in the marketing communication space.
Okay, you're welcome to Consumers Connect. And I would like our madam to introduce herself.
Okay, I'm Rita Linok, and I'm a reputation consultant and as well a media practitioner.
Okay, so the conversation is about reputation, and that's why we're very intentional about bringing a public relations practitioner, because when we speak about trust, we're speaking about reputation. Brand needs reputation to be able to build the trust, and it is a trust that translates into patronage. So I would like to ask the public relations practitioner right here. A brand can spend millions, greater perspective, public relations perspective. what are the key things a brand must consistently do to build a strong reputation that consumers can trust?
Advocacy, and lastly, you're also trying to understand your consumer relations as well. So it's quite encompassing.
Okay, so I would like to ask Mr. Obo, as strategist you mentioned, you constantly interface with consumers. The question is really, how do brands, engage with consumers to build trust? And from your engagement with consumers, what would you say consumers see trust as? How would they define trust from your interactions with them?
Okay, so from my experience, I would say consistency. It's something that the caller and people that are bringing this product.
Thank you so much. I like the perspective you brought into the conversation, availability, which is very key. And trust is still a major factor for us as marketing communications experts, and very important for the consumer as well. But there's another aspect that I like us to take the conversation to, that's criticism, which is many a times one of the things that brand are very mindful of, very intentional about, managing crisis. As a public relations expert, you do a lot of reputation management, crisis management. In event of such happening, for a brand, what would you say are the necessary steps to take to reassure consumers? Before you answer, I would like to let our consumers know that they can still join the conversation by calling the number 080-5897 as well. Thank you. So please.
It's very important to be swift in your response when a crisis happens, as much as assume that you are culpable. And you want to also ensure that you are reassuring as well, and you're admitting, you're taking account into.
It has always been trials that convinces me. Whoever the brand ambassador is does not make any difference to me. This is from principle, doesn't feel that she or he is getting the experience. Now, as a custodian, work for the brands, you help them buy media spaces and all that. How can you manage?
The expectations of consumers say, oh, from this industry in this space, in this location, these are the things that people expect you to deliver on, and then deliver on that. Because, quite frankly, failure to deliver on that would impact you. No amount, because everything is shifting. These days, understand what they want, and curate your services or products to deliver on those needs. So I would say, yeah, that's how we typically go about it.
Yes, thank you so much. There's another aspect I like us to, and that's, there is a damage in
Yeah,
their reputation,
Yeah.
which is normal now. We're all humans. Brands also are like humans, like I've already established. In such situation, how can the brand communicate honestly, transparently, and also reaffirm the consumer that we still stay true to our promise in respect of things that gone south and things like that?
I mean, failures are normal. I mean, as human beings, we all make mistakes. So it's how you deal with the failure or the mistake that determines the next step, right? So it's also the same thing with brands. When you make mistakes, I mean, just own up, own it. There's no need denying it or trying to be defensive or trying to, write beauty statements that makes you look not culpable to the issue. So I believe that once brands are able to, not even believe, it is actually brands are able to own up to their errors and their mistakes. I mean, consumers and human beings, they forgive. If you are empathetic,
They
they forgive and they forget as well.
Okay.
So long as you're extreme in dealing with issues like that, and possibly also didn't look at the right counsels, because I'm not going to say that they're wearing. I mean, we've had cases where people would have asked the questions: did they have PR practitioners?
Yes,
Within the organization, but be sure that they did.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes, it depends on the direction of the leadership, and if it sees your role as a peer practitioner within the organization as a managerial role or leadership role enough to bridge the gap and to bring that.
So I'll just piggyback off what she said. I think it's very important for brands to look at the dynamics between their consumers like a relationship. You know, it is very symbiotic, and with the same amount of sensitivity you do that to your consumers. Empathy is one thing that it's a gold mine, if you ask me. Once people see that you see them, you understand what they are saying. Once they feel seen, like I said, in your typical relationships, also that's the
Colloquium 4.0 held yesterday, bringing industry practitioners and members of the academic community in one space, really to chat the future of advertising in Nigeria. The topic really was centered around chatting the future of advertising and the role of people, platform, and regulation. Would like to share highlights from that event.
Your voicemail. The advertising industry solution continues to serve as an important platform for bringing together thought leaders, regulators, practitioners, academia, and emerging professionals to exchange ideas on the future of advertising and marketing companies. The role of platform, people, and regulation reflects the opportunity and responsibility that accompany the rapid transformation of our industry. As technology reshapes communication and digital platforms continue to influence consumer engagement, the need for responsible innovation, professional excellence, and effective regulation has never been more critical than this time. It is technology that will put what and every online interaction generates commercial intelligence. Every purchase strengthens the grid.
All right, that's the highlight from the event, which was hosted by the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ALCON. For the interest of our consumers who may not already know, ALCON is the airports regulatory body regulating all forms of marketing communications exposed to you and I. When I mean marketing communications, your adverts you see on television, the radio jingles, the advert you see on your phone, digital platforms, these adverts have to be vetted and approved by a regulator. And that regulator, they do not, infringe on your rights as consumers, and they are in tandem with your expectations, your values, and everything else that makes you comfortable to receive those communications. And I would like to also say congratulations to the Kwara State University. They became, the winner for the year. Congratulations to Kwara State University and all Kwara alumni. Did you finish from Kwara State? Okay. All right. So we're still on Consumers Connect, but I would like to get your perspective before we conclude the show. If you listened carefully, conversations were being made around trust, connection, and you make the decisions as to which platform, right? So, is there anything you want to say regarding that? The conversation was about platform, people, consumers understanding them, data is changing, consumer behavior is changing. How all of that really, comes to bear when you make such critical decisions for brands?
It's very important that you speak the language of the people that you are trying to communicate with. And I'd use that as a figurative statement in the sense that the language in this sense would encompass the messaging structure that would resonate best with them. It would encompass the messaging statement. It's basically we are our consumer is most open to receiving your message,
Okay.
and then putting your message at that exact spot.
I wish we had more time. I know you have a lot more to say. But I would like to say thank you for coming onto the show. Thank you so much, Rita, for coming as well. We should have this some other time, don't you think so? All right, so that's it on Consumers Connect here. I'm very excited to have this conversation. Really brought to the fore a lot of issues, and also want to appreciate every one of you who called into the show to contribute. The conversation was really about beyond logo, beyond brand promise. What is that thing that helps you or that really inspires you to trust the brand? And that's it on Consumers Connect this week. Look forward to having you for another engaging conversation next week. You can connect with me on WhatsApp at 08169441721 to send in your messages or even have any conversation, and we'll be ready to listen to you. Do well to join us same time next week on Consumers Connect Show. Have a wonderful evening. I am Ogali.
Because we usually do that, like we give studio time because other people run late. And I gave you studio time. I didn't know what you're like. Sorry, it's like thank you so much. Thank you. I enjoyed my time. Very short. Time flies. Time flies. Thank you. And nice submissions too.